Good afternoon, YouTubers. I've had quite the eventful weekend this week. I went down to the junkyard, picked up some parts for my truck finally. Weird enough, eh? After spending so much time fixing other people's stuff and whatnot, I finally got back to mine. I've kicked out the Mazda 6 I was working on a week or so before. I still have airbag issues. I'm gonna try a new dash harness. I'm gonna knock it down a few years because the airbag module I'm trying to find is hard to find for the '06 wagon with no airbags on the roof. Yada yada yada. But I have a four-door sedan that has pretty much everything I need, including the little airbag module computer thing, and they do work. It works in the other one. So I kicked it out for now, and I'm gonna get a new airbag sensor just in case. But there's been progress on Max. So I went down to the junkyard, like I said yesterday, and I've had this piece here for probably about 2 months now, but couldn't put it in until basically today because you got to take the seats out. So I've gutted it. So I've taken the entire inside. It had the Bose speaker and the amplifier. I may reuse the amplifier still. I don't know about this, the subwoofer that comes with it. This came out of, I think, no, out of a 1500 Chevy half-ton truck with a hybrid engine. It had a battery and shit in it. So I yanked it out of that, but then I forgot some parts. And I still got to get the piece that goes on that side. I thought it was this piece here that changes on the center console one, but no. I've got two knee bolsters now, and they're both the same. So it's that side I need, because it attaches to here. So I don't have that piece. And ignore all this shit, because I don't care at the moment, and there's going to be changes there. So I'm taking my amateur radio from up there and putting it down here. And I'm going to take the radio from here because as you know before, I have a touchscreen and all the gizmos and gadgets and whatnot sit here. Again, that's going to get changed. So like I said, ignore that. So the radio is now going to be here. So there's enough wire that goes in there. That's why I said I might end up reusing the amplifier for it and putting my amateur radio there. So my amateur radio will fit in that hole, and then I will probably buy a new one of these from the junkyard and put my 3 battery gauges up there for telling me the batteries in the battery compartment. Right now it's charging up. I also got an ECU from the junkyard. Found one in an Escalade of all things. So this is the Escalade ECU now. Of course, it doesn't work because it doesn't know my key. So I gotta put my key in it. My ECU is right here, so I'm hoping this may or may not cure my problem of whatever is wrong with here, because it always fires up a mass airflow sensor, and I've changed it umpteen times. The other part that I got was electric fans. So I got those out of the Escalade as well. So they snap right into little what the hell you call them, fins down and below, where the normal fan shroud would clip into for that particular fan and sit there, and then the top half is bolted into where these two are. This one just slides in, does the same. So I gotta get either some parts and pieces for this, because the original, I didn't realize it, but the original fan pieces sit here, and I didn't get those. One, because they're mixed in with this harness, and the ECU controls it, and all the other shit for it. So what I'm going to probably do is run my own 2 relays, because I don't have AC, so I don't need to worry about the AC side, but I will probably run both of them maybe at half power, and then have a full power piece. If it gets too hot, it can ramp up. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into the ECU through the CAN bus line and run an Arduino looking at just the temperature itself for the engine coolant temperature. So I'm going to piggyback onto this and make my own, and then hook it into relays that will fire this, and then do it that way. So either that, or I just run one on the ignition and then have the other one kick in later. I don't know. And then the other thing I've done is I've done my engine lid. It's sitting there pretty good. And I've got a... oh, where the hell is it? New accessory drive. So I got this piece, which will become heavily modified. Power steering sits here. Original alternator sits here. So I'm going to have probably another alternator sitting above that. Another one hanging off the side. This time allowing the power steering reservoir to be actually able to be full or filled again. So right now my other alternator sits like right there, and you can't fill the fucking thing. It's nearly impossible. The other thing I grabbed, where is it, is a new AC pump. Again, stupid me, I thought I had the bracket for it on my engine. I'm going to reuse the original AC line. Mine was seized when I got the truck, so I just took it all off and got rid of it all. It never worked anyway, so I just got rid of it when I changed it. So I bought a new pump, and I forgot the bracket for it because I thought I still had the bracket for mine on my engine. So I'll just put this back in the original spot. And a lucky find is a oil filter housing for my Mazda 6/3/ whatever the hell you want to call it, Frankenbug. This comes off of Ford. I don't remember what year you said. I think it says 2003 Transit. But I happened to be walking by a truck, and lo and behold, I just kind of went, hey, what was that? And I go over to it, and I look at it and went, it looks awfully familiar. So I went on to eBay, where I have one saved for 50, 60 bucks or whatever the hell it is, and looked at it and went, yeah, that looks awfully familiar. So I compared the two, and sure as shit, yep, it's what I want. So that cost me like $5 versus waiting for it over eBay. Now I gotta get a gasket for it, which I can get locally, and it shouldn't cost me an arm and a leg for it. And then I can put that on the car, and then when I go get my oil changed done on the car, they won't look at me really funny and say, well, what fucking car, what engine did you put in this car? Because my car's got an 08 Mazda 3 engine in it. It's got an 04 transmission from a Mazda 6. The body is an 05 Mazda 6. So you see why they hate me. And it's supposed to have a V6 engine in it with a different transmission in that. So yeah, they go and go, oh, well, it's a V6. They go put the filter onto it, and yeah, that doesn't work. Then they go and try to search up the one that's supposed to be in that car, and yeah, that doesn't work either. And they're like, well, what the fuck did you put in it? And I'm like, a 2008 Mazda 3. And they're like, fuck. So then they got to go and talk to the parts guy and go, yeah, do you have one for this? And obviously they don't have the cartridge in, so they have to order it in, and I got to wait. So it's a little longer to get an oil change done. Because I don't like doing them. I really don't. So I like the guys at GM, so I grabbed it there. And the reveal to my brother's camper, as the previous video that you've probably seen now. The story behind that was we were going to trick him into thinking that the smaller one that we were originally going to give him was the one that he was going to get. But then when he said to the kids, don't go into the camper, well, what do you think kids do? They ignore everything that goes in one area and out the other, and then, yeah, the reveal got shot to hell. So instead of me getting the video of them walking through the door and going, ooh, ah, I didn't get any of that. I was rather miffed that day. So, unfortunately, I just posted the video of what I have done. Sorry it was so long, but that's the way it was, and I wasn't going to split it up. So, basically, the video you've seen previous is basically what they have seen. I sat them down, well, tried to sit them down, but that didn't work so well either, and tried to explain through that of everything I did so I wouldn't forget anything. And I don't know if it went in one ear and out the other. So yeah, I've been doing that. I was doing his truck. I found out the transmission on that is semi-shot. It doesn't work very well, so I got to change the transmission in that. As much as I would love to put the transmission this thing's got in it into his, I really don't want to be replacing clutches every month, 2 year, every time he uses it, because I'm sure pulling that camper of his, he would end up blowing the shit out of it, trying to back it up. What else? Yeah, I think that's it. So the buzz box that I've been riding, the electric EV, has been running better now that it's been warmer. Range still sucks, but in the future I will be hopefully upgrading the battery for that, and then there will be another project on the board. If I do what I want to do, I'm going to take my Mazda 3, 6, or whatever the hell you want to call it, that one, and I'm going to turn that one into an EV. The game plan. I may have to get a loan for that next year to be able to afford the other battery, which will come with all the parts and pieces I need for that one. And when I pull the small battery out of the one I've got now and upgrade it to the bigger one that I want to go to give me more range, then that one there will become converted into an EV, and I will use the smaller battery for that one and maybe bomb that one around town and closer to the junkyard that I'm at. And yeah, just use that one, run the other one to work, and run around place an hour away from here, which is Regina. So that's the theory and the plan, and hopefully it will work that way. Maybe. I still want to put an extension over here somewhere, right where that is. There, yeah, that's it. I want to still put the 8x12 extension onto it, but legality stuff, I hate dealing with legality stuff. I just rather build it and be done with it. But I got to make people happy. I don't do that well. So, right now, this year, being with the pandemic and bullshit going on, wood prices are through the roof, so it's not going to happen this year. I don't know if it'll happen next year. I'm still trying to get either somebody to build it for me, or I'm going to have to save up and try to figure it out myself and talk to the city and get them to approve what I'm going to do, and then build it, hopefully, and then have it pass. Yeah. Then all my tools, like this shit, will go out there. And then all this shit will go out there. Hopefully. It's going to be a 10-foot high, 8-foot wide, and 12-foot deep succession. This is almost, 20-some feet. And they're 2-foot high and 4-foot long. So I can get a good portion of them out in there. And I can stack them from floor to ceiling, because that doesn't take up an inch. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to in the last little while. Hopefully I'll be able to work on this a little bit more. This is the first day that I've gotten to, like I said. The shifter is still, not sure if you can see it, but it's under there. Yeah, there it is, right there. So my shifter rod will come out, go up, and then from there I'll remote it over and then up under here. That's my game plan. And then I've also got a cable that goes from here, hopefully, well, wherever it's going to be, and it'll go up to the top, and it's only got to go forward and backward. The other one's got to go in 3 different directions, or yeah, 2 different directions, left, right, and forward and back. So enough gabbing, I'm done. Anything else? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Oh yeah, I've also got a price in for 2 stacks. $220 to do these stacks at 7 foot tall, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up, and then the angle that they're at, cut them off and then have them stick out the side a little bit. But that's for like a 6-footer. I think that's a 5-footer. So it might be a little cheaper when I actually do it. And then I've got my nozzle, my filler, from here to there, because the exhaust is going to go right up, right, you see, and as yeah, it's not going to work. Not without flames and explosions and shit like that. And then all my filler stuff is here. So the back one there is for the rear tank, and then from here is the filler up here, and then a shut off between the two. And the shut off is basically so it doesn't come pissing out of here when that one pressurizes. And then I'm going to make a piece that goes around. But now I've changed that idea. I found a 3-way valve, so then I can go and go from this one to the tank, or go from that one to the tank. And then when that one is going, and if I forget to shut it off, I'm going to have a 5 psi relief valve that will pop and then bring the return back to that tank instead of pissing it out of here, and they'll just sit there and circulate until I go, ooh, yeah, it's full, and then shut it off. So that's my plan, and these still work. Yeah, so you know all about that. So yeah, so now that's it. Now you're all up to date. So I bid you adieu. Like, subscribe, and follow me for more of the stuff on this. I followed a guy, I followed him to do the same idea. I don't know his process. All I saw was the end result. So the end result is what I went with. I went, ooh, and decided to do it my way. He doesn't have the 4-wheel shifter in place. He has that on the side still in the original spot, but he has just the shifter on the top. I intend on putting my own switch onto it and taking the entire cup holder part out. So yeah, this all is going to was cup holders. I don't have them right at the moment, but this is all cup holders in cubby hole. I'm going to put my cup holders and stuff here, and then still have the flip door. Since I have access to a 3D printer and whatnot, I have that option. He did what he did. I'll put my own spin on it. I did share his video last time that I was commenting on this, so go give him a look. It does work nice. It shifts like a Camaro, like he said. Mine, I'm just doing it a little different. But I do put commend on him for doing it first, and I'm going, yes, that's a good idea. So now I can do more for mine. But like I said, like, subscribe, follow me for more. And hopefully I can bring you some more content that's not so boring and a little exciting when I get this piece of shit done. Yeah. So I'll check you later.